Hey everyone, my name is Kevin, and I guess I'm here to talk about why ethnic and women's studies are important. And so let me give you a little bit of background first. Um, I'm a Chinese American 3 plus generation, which means that my grandparents or beyond were the generation to come here, but that's kind of beyond the point. Of course, I could talk about how Asian American studies are so important and like what I've learned from my classes, and like it's so important to my identity, which is all true, but that's not kind of like the point of realizing why ethnic and women's studies are so important. So let me give you a little bit of information. I'm an Asian American Studies minor. I've taken like 5 classes so far, maybe 6 classes, and I still have to take I'm still gonna take like 2 or 3 Asian American Studies classes this semester. But one of my classes that I'm taking this semester is transnational adoption from like the Korean and Chinese countries, Korea and China. But yeah, those countries and why those adoptions are so important. So we're going into that. But something that I didn't realize about the class is that it's also a women's studies class. So we'll also be looking at the perspective of adoptive mothers, fathers, and people in those mother countries of Korea and China who do have to give up their babies. And something we were talking about the other day was the perspective of the biological mother of the adoptee. And so we were talking about how she fits into the adopted story in a patriarchal society, specifically Korea. And so we were talking about what kind of things were going on when the baby was put up for adoption, and what was going on when what the mother was thinking when they were talking about the adoption. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I did the reading. I can do this. Like, I always do the reading, so I always talk about stuff like I'm an Asian American Studies minor. Like, this is my thing, this is my zone. Like, this is my minor. I'm always like on point when I'm taking these classes, trust me. And something just kind of occurred to me when I saw like all my classmates speaking like about how the mother could have possibly felt, and how actually it might not have been her choice, for example, to put the baby up for adoption. And so I'm sort of just like, I'm just sitting there. I'm just thinking, I'm waiting for my turn. Not my turn, but like I'm waiting to raise my hand for the opportunity to speak and engage about this conversation. However, I realized when I was about to raise my hand, this is an intersection that I'm not used to dealing with. This is women's studies in cross section with Asian American studies, and like I felt like the gender identity of these mothers was a lot more important in this situation rather than the racial identity. But it's all ingrained in culture. But I felt kind of like uncomfortable speaking out my opinion when so many people were talking about both reproductive rights as well as rights to your own baby. The males were like putting their babies up for adoption, maybe with the consent of females. That was like kind of the debate we were having. But I kind of felt embarrassed, and I kind of felt like a little bit locked out of the conversation, which is something I had never felt before. And it's something that I feel like a lot of people have to face in these situations when you have to deal with like a cultural competency sort of credit when you're in college. And like I realized that maybe that embarrassment is not such a bad thing, and that it's kind of like normal. But a question I have is, how do I contribute in such a situation? And I really haven't figured that out. It's only been 2 classes so far. But I thought I would like take you on this journey with me, figuring out how do I contribute to a conversation about an intersection I don't know about. Do I just ask questions? That's what I've been thinking lately. Do I just ask questions and then like figure out things from people's experiences? Or do I have to contribute the knowledge from the reading? Like, what exactly do I do? And hopefully I'll answer that next time on why ethnic and women's studies are important. See ya.